about what you've come to witness here today. You were told to come to church that you might participate in a celebration of academic achievement. You were told to come to church that you might see a few scholars who have been promoted to the next level of education. You were told to come to church to observe answered prayers in the forms of graduates. But unfortunately, I must inform you that there are no graduates here to be seen. Instead, standing before you and I, seated in these rows, this morning are a group of people who are something greater than graduates. In fact, what I see is a cluster of coursework conquerors, a compilation of classroom champions, and assemblage of academic adversity annihilators. Today, you have laid your eyes on some serious overcomers, masked in the identity of a student. There is a particular word that has been in my spirit and has been reverberating in the spiritual eardrum of my life. And it's been in the past couple of weeks resounding. And this word is relentless. Somebody say relentless. Relentless. This is not a word that can be used to just describe just anybody, because we live in a time where so many people are too easily discouraged and will allow anything to overcome them. All of us know plenty of people like this. If it rains, they won't come to church. If they become tired, they give up. One rumor will kill them. If they receive a bad report, their entire day is ruined. But today's celebration is not to acknowledge the weak, the faint, or the lazy. But today's celebration is for these weariless warriors, these audacious adventurers, and these persevering people. So how appropriate is this word to describe them? Because sitting before you are a group of relentless warriors, students who have to dodge stray bullets to get to school, students who have to face bullies in order to obtain an education, students whose financial aid several times needed first aid, students who may have had to take a course twice because the teacher just didn't like them, students who have to fight students in the classroom who would laugh at them if they raised their hand to ask a question. Oh, now talking to me, somebody say, these are not graduates, these are troopers. These are students before you are a remnant who remained despite the tomfoolery that took place in the back of the classroom. This is the remnant that remains despite the negative names that they were called on the bus. These are the remnant that remain. I got something, I feel this thing. This is the remnant that remains that have to fight to keep their dresses down and their zippers up. This is the remnant that remains that prevented teenage pregnancy. They had to fight hell in the home. They had to fight folk who just didn't like them for whatever reason. They had to fight the teachers